100,000 people at Giant Stadium. It's 100 degrees. There's millions watching around the world. My family and my friends are in the crowd. It's the most proudest moment of my life. We come out onto the pitch. Ireland have lined up here, Norway have lined up here, and the referee's in the middle, like you see with the Champions League. Now, I've got John Aldridge here, and I've got Roy Keane standing this side. I've looked down the line, and Andy Townsend, he's whispered into Packy Bonner's ear. And Packy Bonner's then whispered into Terry Phelan's ear, then it goes into Paul McGrath's, and it goes down the line into Steve Staunton's. So it's coming up to John, and I'm thinking to myself, when John comes to me, all you've got to do, because I'm not the brightest button in the box, I'm thinking to myself, just listen, right? It's obviously going to be last-minute instructions, like, don't give the ball away, keep it tight, we only need a draw. I'm thinking it's going to be instructions like this. So it gets to John. So I'm standing there with my chest out. So next thing, John leans across and he just whispers in me and he goes, row F, bird with the Viking hat. He went, look at the size of her boobs. And then he went to me, pass it on. So I've gone, keep it tight, Roy, don't give the ball away, don't do it.
When I do get into a rage, like on the pitch, I do feel myself going, you know what I mean? And even sometimes I'm on the outside looking at myself going, just leave it, there might be something damp, but that's the way I am. When you look at me. I pushed him. If you're going to get sent off, you might as well punch him properly, because you're going to get the same punishment. You might as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb. That's what I was thinking afterwards. It wasn't even, it was just a push. Ridiculous. I was fed up and annoyed with myself. Especially after the match, the gaffer never really had a go at me after the match. And I knew that I knew by his body language how much more right, you know what I mean? But, I was more annoyed with myself than anything. I've offered to give it up loads of times, especially when I've been sent off. For daft things I've said, give up the captaincy, and we've discussed it man to man, and it's always come back to, give it another go. I saw him the next day and I said, I'd had enough, and I meant it. I came back that night and I waited, I didn't sleep a wink, and I spoke to Teresa when I got back. And she said, you're mad. And I said, well, I know that. And the next morning I went to see the gaffer, and then the Monday, I never went train the Monday or the Sunday, and he came on Monday afternoon, and we had a good chat. And he said, you'll miss it, and I was convinced I wouldn't. But I suppose deep, very deep down, I thought, of course, I miss walking on Old Trafford. I love playing Old Trafford. I love playing for United, full stop.
Challenge, despite a plea from Roy Keane. Oh, he's going to be in trouble as well for something he said.
Some of the referees. I just know I'm going to be booked by certain referees.
Two of them.
Sometimes it's fueled up a little bit, but I try to keep it as quiet as I can, but like everybody else, I make mistakes.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
That's weird.
That was the Roy Keane.
I love Roy Keane.
I mean, you've got Roy Keane in fourth. A lot of people would have had him higher than that. I thought he'd be in the top two of both of you, to be perfectly honest. But Roy Keane, we talked about, he's a character. You had a
I had
loads
of rucks with him. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the only one.
I remember him swinging at you and missing.
But the thing is, Al started that because I saw the challenge. I even saw the challenge the other day. Al was going down and then he pulled him.
You're just trying to cause trouble.
No, I'm not.
It was nothing at all to do with that. It was a throw-in the far corner where I stopped him taking an early
I'll
throw-in.
remember that one, yeah.
And
that was the other one.
We were beating them at St James.
That was the other one.
That was the other one.
That's what I'm saying.
We were beating them at St James and he wanted to take a quick throw-in, and he'd been at me all game as he normally was. It was about 3 or 4 minutes before the end of the game. I can't remember exactly what I said. I called him some sort of name. And he got the red card, and I remember having a little smile. Thought, I've done you a kipper there. I can't believe you fell into that little trap. And I can see him. The steam was coming out of his ears. And then I'm thinking, the final whistle goes, and I'm thinking, do I run straight off to get? Do I try and get up the? Because I knew for a fact that Roy would be waiting.
He's going to wait
at the top of the tunnel. So we get up to, I don't know, I say thanks and shake hands and whatever, and there's this big commotion going on. And I look up there and there's Royce waiting for me at the top of the tunnel.
Were you scared?
So it was one of them, all right, hold me back.
Did anything happen?
We couldn't get together. We wanted to get
Were you relieved or?
No, I was all right.
Did you fancy your chances, weren't you?
No, it'd have been all right.
It's all right. It's a Geordie, they're scrappers.